Julie Seman.
Hey, teammates! Woo! Look at this crowd! Welcome to Primerica Live! Wow. Awesome, team. I'll tell you what, it has been an amazing morning here in Orlando at Seize the Thrill. The leadership team has delivered in every way. But I'll tell you what, we've got a special Primerica Live for you today. Of course, we've got the incredible new $1 million earner, Whitney Cooper, joining us on this stage. And Primerica legend and $1 million earner, Bill Whittle. So teammates, listen, before I get started, I have the honor of representing your home office team when I talk about all the announcements and the incentives, all of the departments at Primerica who work to deliver for you. And I just want to call out and recognize some of those teammates who are in this room today. I stand on this stage representing Cindy Chavis with incentives and licensing, Steve Madison in life insurance, Brian Weigel with investments, Tammy Kelly with digital distribution, Nate Collette with mortgage, Jan Trantham with client solutions, Key Tinsley in strategic markets, and the incredible putting all of this together teammates, Mamie Hartman and Shannon Collado with all of the marketing content and production that you use every day in your business. If you would, give them a huge round of applause. All right, now I want to remind everybody, we are in Top 1 February. It is like the last week of the month, and of course it's a special week. It's a special month because we announced the reset for San Diego to kick off February. Now this trip is amazing, right? But we're always playing for more. And the next trip, I'll tell you what, Breakaway to the Bay is priceless, so you can get reset this month with one recruit by $3,000 in life premium, and FTOs count. So this is for every level at Primerica, or one recruit by $30,000 in total securities volume. That moves you to the last slot in the contest. Now, if you don't need that because you're so far up, we're going to give you 150,000 builders production points. So this is a month you want to take advantage of that promotion. But I am here with a bombshell today, teammates, Primerica bombshell. Because we are kicking off March early right now, today in February. We are kicking off the month of March, so we are closing out February, and then I'm going to go ahead and announce March of the Titans, teammates, and a bunch of March announcements. So this last week counts for both. Let's start by talking about Breakaway to the Bay. See, it is just a few feet away from the Bay in San Francisco and across from Coronado Island, teammates, where the Navy SEALs train, as well as some Navy aviators, right? And so I want to make sure everybody knows what they need to do to win and maximize their builder's production formula. And I'll tell you what, well, I love all of those aviators or those Navy SEALs out there, and while they protect our safety, see, we protect North Americans' money at Primerica, right? And so while they wear those aviator glasses, you guys seen those kind of Tom Cruise cool aviator glasses, we got a little bit of something for you this month. We got some swag at Primerica. When you do one recruit by $1,000 in life premium or one recruit by $10,000, you get your own Primerica aviator glasses, right? Yep. See that Primerica logo right there in the lower corner of the lens, right? Yeah, I think they look better than Tom Cruise's. And so, but that isn't it. So I'm pretty excited because the #1 request I have had since Glenn and I wore our bomber jackets to announce the San Diego trip on TV is, Julie, how do I get a bomber jacket? Well, guess what? I got a way for you to earn a bomber jacket in March. So listen, teammates, future RVPs, if you do 3 recruits by $3,000 in life premium or 3 recruits by $30,000 in securities, you can earn your bomber jacket in the month of March. 10 recruits by $10,000 for RVPs, teammates. That's right, yeah, give it up. It's about time we gave away that jacket. We've been giving away the patches, so now if you've earned your patches, you can add those to your bomber jacket. Of course, your bomber jacket is gonna come with those Primerica rings, as well as a custom patch with your name right there on the top of the jacket, yep. And then, in addition to that, it's about the time of the contest period where I had a contest within a contest for San Diego. So this month, I'm also announcing that 90-day competition for 100 new sprint slots for Breakaway to the Bay. Yep, so there's 100 new slots for just 90 days. So 2 opportunities for you to be there in San Diego with us. But listen, we also have another competition going on, right? So for our top securities producers, we've been talking about reaching for that peak. We are going to Whistler, our first international securities trip, and I'm also announcing 50 additional slots, contests within a contest, to go to Whistler in Canada. And then, of course, continuing on with a field training bonus for our new recruits, a key to your success is signing into the Primerica app within the first 24 hours. Not only does it give you access to the tools that you need, but it also enables you to earn a $50 bonus in your field training bonus account. And then, teammates, as I said, March is March to the Titans, right? But in addition to that, we've been talking about being Titans of term. And of course, Glenn threw out a huge goal to overcome our success of last year, record-breaking year in life insurance, by increasing production in 25 by 23%. And so in an effort to do that, we announced earlier this year the Titans of Term certificate. When RVPs grow their base shop submitted premium in 1 month, you earn that certificate. So many of you, as Glenn said this morning, have already got that for January. You're on track again to get it for February. We're doing it again in March. But in addition to that, when you grow your base shop submitted premium by 25% for all 3 months, you're going to earn that Titans of Term helmet that you see right there, signed by our CEO, Glenn Williams. Incredibly exciting. All right, teammates, so let's talk a little bit more about that 200K takeover, because we instituted some incredible improvements in the tools that you use and implement in your systems, and I want to make sure that you are very well aware of what's out there to help you build your business, especially for follow-up with your new recruits who are studying for their exam. So you see this right here, the Recruit Tracker improvements. We have enhanced exam simulator reporting. That is certainly a key to their success in both the US and Canada. So there is detailed reporting by exam topic area. And so you can see which topics are most challenging to that particular recruit. And as you know, your interest in them is attributed to their success. The more interested you are, the harder they're going to work, the more successful they're going to become to pass that test. So we are offering you concrete direction using data within the components of the test that they're studying for so that you can have that direct one-on-one conversation. And then productivity is equally important for newly licensed reps. So there's a My Newly Licensed Reps 90-day report, which allows you to track their life production, recruiting, when they go to the Life Training Hub and the interaction that they have there. And you can very easily communicate with them with what is served up to you on that report with a call, text, or email right there from that screen. And then I simply want to remind you of a few things I've been talking about since earlier this year, the updated 2025 RVP scorecard. Of course, we updated it with that 20% licensing goal. The 4 fundamentals report, which aligns with that scorecard, very important. In addition, the Recruit to Code tracker, where you can compare your base shop through first team to the best in the state or province. And then teammates, I want to spend a second and talk about the field training bonus and to remind ourselves of the positive impact that it has made at the front end of our business. When you look at the evolution and the success of the field training bonus, we have today over 700,000 recruits who have been brought in through someone who is brand new in this business, working on their life license, building their own team. That is what Primerica is all about, duplication. And then 794 million of field training premium witnessed by that new recruit learning about this business across the kitchen table, protecting their friends and family working in their warm market, and $44.7 million in total bonuses paid to our brand new recruits who get their life license. But some of the most exciting stats on this page, teammates, are down in that box at the bottom, right? Because recruits who receive their field training bonus check, they're on track, they stay plugged into the system, not only to you going across the kitchen table to learn about our business, but as well to study and take their tasks and complete it all within the time frames that are allotted. See, those teammates, they are 300 and 400 times more likely to build their business because they have gained confidence. And what do I mean by build their business? They're building a team. They're using their license. They're getting promoted and they're making money. Those are all the things that, quite frankly, help them to stick around at Primerica and commit to themselves, their families, and to their futures. So wrapping up the 200K takeover state spotlights this month, you see Idaho, Florida, and Texas, as well as one right there in French in Quebec. And then teammates, we will be kicking off in March life licensing roundtables, an entire series there. I hope that you will stay plugged in and stay tuned. But again, commit to licensing on your team, to be part of the team who wins with the 200K takeover. Check out all the materials for those in the room that are in your packet, and don't hesitate to reach out to your licensing director who can offer you best practices in Primerica. And then teammates, of course, Glenn announced and talked about it earlier today, but at the senior leadership meeting, the goal of $150 billion of new life face amount issued. I want to give you a few items available to you to help you grow your business and help all of us achieve this goal together. First off, the Life Training Hub. If you haven't plugged into that, we have experienced incredible success. More than 12,000 users have performed more than 95,000 actions on the Life Training Hub. 15,000 quizzes completed, and there is new content coming in March in the Understanding the Industry section, the 4 winning plays at the kitchen table by RVP Michael Chafin, and then in Spanish, the 4 winning plays by Patty Perez, and of course, a Spanish indexed universal life. And then teammates, digital delivery has continued to be improved with more documents being able to deliver digitally. So more than 41,000 documents received since October of 2024. Look at that entire list, bullet pointed out there, teammates. So make sure you are using that feature to simplify the actions that you need to take to close the business. And then new digital end of term packets. We're seeing incredible success there as well. I want to encourage you, if you haven't checked it out yet, I know end of term can be a pain point at times, right? We're trying to influence in positive ways with field feedback using the digital environment to help you close more business. So I would encourage you to go out there and check it out and submit. Again, you can see it provides a digital solution to complete and submit end of term coverage changes using DocuSign to collect signatures. More than 825 end of term packets submitted in the US and Canada in the last 90 days. Again, reach out to your life wholesaler if you'd like to learn more. And then, I'm talking about life insurance. The Platinum Group is an incredible tool for our top life insurance producers. Just want to remind everyone, when you average $20,000 in gross bonusable premium per month for a rolling 6 months. You qualify to be on Platinum Group for the next 6 months, teammates. Of course, all Circle of Champions members qualify, as well as all CLC qualifiers. And you see other requirements there are ways with which you can earn your right to Platinum Group. All right, but this isn't all about life insurance, because it's about buy term and invest the difference. That is our foundation at Primerica. And in order for us to invest the difference for our clients, we need more securities licensed people on our team. And we set a goal of 50,000 securities licenses, and also rolled out the largest securities licensing blitz we've ever had in the history of the company in both US and Canada. Teammates, you see the ways with which you can qualify right there on that slide. When you do qualify, you can earn a $500 bonus, as well as that messenger bag when you're one of the first 400 in the US and the first 50 in Canada. But it all starts with the SIE in the US. And teammates, we just have to double down and focus, both as RVPs and leaders, as well as representatives who are life licensed and going out there to begin the process to be able to offer investments across the kitchen table. And so Kaplan has committed to Primerica and our goal of 50,000 securities licenses, and improved the class today with updated videos. There's over 120 new, shorter, like micro learning videos. And listen, we got like the attention span of a gnat these days. So we need those short 3-minute videos, right? But with focused content in addition to that. 15% fewer words, which is actually fairly significant when you look at the content that is teammates are trying to learn. And then there's more emphasis on exam simulation, with 30% more questions available. But in addition to that, of course, best practices is the key. So let me encourage you to plug into the rep testimonials on how to pass fast that are available on POL under Training and Development Investments. And then teammates, coming up next week, you don't want to miss out on this. 2 of the leaders in Primerica who had the most securities licenses in their base shops, in their teams in 2024. On Wednesday, March 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, learn from those experts. And then, listen, one big change we also just made with securities bonuses and equity programs. We increased the trade cap amount, teammates. So it was based obviously on you, your feedback and demand. So production credit now has been increased from $1 million to $2 million per client per month, all right? So what does that affect? Well, it affects at-first RVP securities production bonuses, RVP and above securities production bonuses, at-first RVP equity, RVP and above equity, future RVP securities production bonuses, and those special Massachusetts comp programs that we have in place. It's an incredible announcement, teammates. Congratulations on your success. And then I don't have to remind you of this, but it happens to be our IRA season, so I want to make sure that you know about all of the marketing materials that are available, as well as the changes with IRA. So be sure you go out to POL where you'll find the 2025 retirement plan contribution limit increases, as well as a bunch of new marketing content. And then RMC also supports those efforts for you in both the US and Canada. You see the new campaigns for IRA season, RRSP season, talking about investing your tax refund, and the 2025 contribution limit increases that can be sent out to your clients as well to encourage them to max out that retirement opportunity. And then for our teammates in the US, we have a new IRA contribution report available in Shareholder Account Manager, SAM. And so for the first time, you can view your current year contributions, prior year contributions for your clients, as well as sort and filter by columns, so you can have a very educated conversation or thought about how you want to market with those clients. And then, last but not least, I want to talk about Diamond Desk, which has been an incredible success. And so teammates, first off, let me congratulate all of those who earned Diamond Desk and were awarded that for 2025 based on your 2024 production. If the room can help me, give those top securities producers a hand. But we have updated the qualifications for the 2026. So the entire year of 2025 matters. It counts in order for one to qualify to be on the Diamond Desk. But instead of a minimum number of slots, we've established minimum criteria. So hey, if everybody in the room qualifies, we'll figure it out, all right? So what this means is there are actually 3 ways with which to earn the right to be part of Diamond Desk: total securities production of $10 million, securities compensation of $400,000, or assets under management of $150 million. So if we look back at 2024 production and figure out if we had had those qualifications in place, using these qualifications, we would have had 234. So teammates, again, incredible input by the field, and we continue to work to deliver and get better each and every day. All right, let me talk about mortgages, because there is a U.S. Mortgage License Award available when you obtain your mortgage license in an approved state and then close 2 loans within 120 days. $300 goes towards reps, $500 goes towards RVPs. Primerica Mortgage also announced their President's Club this last year. You can get all of the details on POL, but I want to recognize today 3 of those members, teammates who were the best of the best in Q1 2025. Congratulate Pasha and Natasha Piknachev, Joey and Nelly Velez, and Jose and Liz Gutierrez. Congratulations to all of you. And then in Canada, we have a mortgage referral bonus reset, teammates. So you can qualify from January through June. When you personally refer clients for a mortgage review and close 2 loans, you can earn $300. And RVPs, when you support your team and have a $2 million base shop, you can earn an extra $500. All right, teammates, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the front end of our business, which is our client solutions business. Very important to the confidence of a new recruit who's getting engaged in financial services, most likely for the first time. It's not what they thought they would do probably when they went to school, if they went to school, but it is where they have planted their flag and really bought into you and now need to learn this business. We truly believe client solutions can be that pathway into the future of selling life insurance and investments and build their confidence, because everybody owns auto insurance, and that's one of the client solutions products. So we believe we have the solution for builders. You see right here, someone who gets engaged with client solutions at the front end before they're licensed, they're 5 times more likely to get life license. They're 7 times more likely to earn their field training bonus. And then they become more productive once they get their life license by 12 times. And of course, they are building a team by personally recruiting 3 times more. So I'm excited to announce to you today an updated savings rate for auto and home. And I'll tell you what gets me excited about the auto and home savings rate. I think about you going across the kitchen table doing the F&A. I think about the shortfall at the end of the F&A. And of course, we have the perfect opportunity at Primerica for people to make up that shortfall and earn money part-time. I'll tell you what, there is nothing like being part of this great company. But it also, auto and home can offer you another opportunity through the savings that they create, which is increased by $50 to $615 when you're doing that F&A. You can redeploy those dollars back into that client's F&A immediately. So the decision isn't how much life insurance can I afford, but it is how much life insurance do I need, and I can supplement it with the savings from auto and home. So exciting, exciting news there. And then we have a series of new products. You're hearing this for the first time today with prepaid legal, teammates. So there are going to be 3 plans instead of 1. PLPP, PLPP Preferred, and PLPP Platinum. So much more to learn and understand, but the key really is the new features that will be available that so many of you have asked for through the years. So you see the revocable trust, e-signature, online notarization, tenant lease assistance, and prenup and post-nup preparation. So the price range is from $29.95 to $59.95. Comp increases as well. So stay tuned. We've got a series of webinars coming up. You see here on Saturday, March 1st with David Leung, Tuesday, March 4th with Tony and Liana Roman, and Thursday, March 6th with Glenn and Zio Lee. Absolutely. And then, teammates, let me talk a little bit about digital distribution and Rep Marketing Center, which certainly has been an incredible success story in our business and with marketing. I love showing this slide. We've had over 19 million emails sent and delivered with a 52% open ratio. I'll tell you what, I never get tired of saying the industry average is 21%. Look at us, right? I mean, and that is a tribute to you. I'm telling you, the relationship that you have built with your client, when they see your email with your name, they open it up right away. And I'm very excited about the opportunity we have in 2025. We are actually going to be including content from FMG, which is a premier provider of marketing automation in the marketplace. They're going to supplement what we already deliver, which is Primerica specific, with a lot of lifestyle and other content. And listen, we chose them because they are the best in the industry. But their open rate is 33%, all right? Now, I think they're going to see a pickup in open rate because of you when their content gets integrated into our systems. But all right, check this out. New RMC campaigns that are available. We've got a real estate agent recruiting campaign. The Solutions One newsletter is available. For new people who get their life license, I'm life licensed, and those who get their investment license, letting everyone know they've also earned that. All right, teammates, let me talk to you about Google and Google My Business, which is how we've referred to it for quite some time now. It is getting incredible results for our RVPs. The Google program in 2024, we had 39% of our RVPs reported receiving new leads from just having their business represented on Google and easily found when someone's Googling Primerica. Check this out, 5.2 million times Primerica Google listings came up in top search results. 1.5 million call to action clicks connecting prospects to RVPs. See, that never happened before. 8.6 thousand new Google reviews with an average rating, the highest is 5, 4.9 stars. Congratulations. And I love the impact that it's making. I've just got to read out Priscilla Gomez's comment there at the bottom. You can look at it with me. With the Google program, a client found me online and made an appointment. She not only got a life insurance policy with Primerica, but she also joined, has already obtained her license, and is excited about building her business. That's the point to your digital footprint. And in Canada, we are focused on reputation and SEO there as well, combining Canada and US websites with visitors landing directly on Canada-specific content, because we can determine what country they're from when they come to the site. There's a new Canadian reputation management position that has been posted as well in Canada. And of course, we increase our press coverage very specific to Canada. All right, let me talk about strategic markets and a few other events that we have coming up. We've got a series of incredible meetings, teammates, starting with the 25th anniversary of AALC. That is a very well-deserved round of applause. So those dates are April 25th through the 27th. It's Old Home Week because we've been going to the Orlando Marriott here right in Orlando for years. So we'll be back there again. There's the QR code. You can click on that, or you can go to POL to get your tickets. I've seen a preview of the agenda, and man, is it a jam-packed event with special first-time ever events. Packed day to day. You don't want to miss out on it. And of course, this month is Black History Month. And once again, Primerica is featured in USA Today, the Black History Month. Yep. With my great friends, Princess and George Mitchell. And then teammates, a first ever for the APILC. They're having their very first regional meeting on Saturday, May 17th. You can click on that QR code right there. It'll be in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and get registered for that event. Our HALC is having an RVP National Summit, a first time ever to reach the pinnacle in June from the 12th through the 13th. It'll be right there at Sonesta Gwinnett Place in Duluth. And then the West Coast Convention, the largest event outside of Primerica Convention, is the West Coast Convention, July 18th and 19th in Ontario, California. You see the leaders on the page there, Hector Lamarck, Mike and Myrna Sharp, Mark and Sue Younger, and so many more. To get registered, simply go to POL, right there on the homepage, scroll all the way down, and you'll see all of these events that I'm talking about. And then Women in Primerica, we have the biannual meeting. We will be in Las Vegas, Nevada, not getting in any trouble at all. September 26th through the 28th. Of course, registration is open right now for all of our senior leaders, but it opens up to all of the women in Primerica next week on March 1st. And then the 2025 Canadian Leadership Conference from October 2nd through the 5th, right there in Toronto, teammates, a series of categories that you're competing in for recognition as well. And while I'm talking about the Canadian team, let me congratulate them on a phenomenal January. Teammates, look at these numbers. Record set in face amount issue, life apps received, life compensation, AUM, securities volume, securities total cash, and total sales force compensation. Congratulations to Canada. Now, I've covered a lot today, so you can get all of the details in your print packets. I hope that you will check those out. You all received those at registration yesterday. For those of you who are joining us on TV today, you can find all of that also in the on-demand section on POL. But before I go, teammates, I want to let you know about a few features we have coming this summer that are so important to our business, starting with the Wall of Wealth. Now, you've heard about the Wall of Wealth over the past several years. Bill Arender does an entire speech that is so motivating. But a few years ago, 3 field leaders sat me down and said, Julie, we got to seriously do something when it comes to the Wall of Wealth because it is an incredible recruiting opportunity. So before I go any further, let me just thank Scott Fletcher, Mark Drake, and Brad Gerard, who were committed to the wallofwealth.com and the recruiting opportunity here at Primerica that starts with a life license but wraps up with all those securities licenses in order to offer our clients the wealth that can make their dreams come true. So this will be the most powerful securities recruiting tool that we have ever delivered. Again, increasing our digital footprint. So it's not only a website, but you'll have your personalized landing page. There'll be Primerica films, new digital and print brochures, as well as a presentation. Teammates, it is a full array of marketing collateral to grow our great company, Primerica. In addition to that, we are also currently developing a proof of concept for a new life insurance site, and we want to focus on not only building that site, but also educating your clients or potential clients to increase their confidence and understanding of why life insurance is imperative and group doesn't cut it, and so much more. Again, coming with personalized landing pages and all of those other items that I just mentioned. And then, teammates, I want to just remind you about really what I consider to be the new digital playbook in Primerica. Again, increasing your digital footprint. You've heard me say that a few times today. So that package now includes the realhowmoneyworks.com, livemore.net, takecontrolnow.com, wallofwealth.com, which is coming soon, and we're working on our life insurance site as well as name, and they all together create an incredibly strong foundation. See, Primerica hasn't changed. We are focused on financial freedom, and that financial freedom is found through entrepreneurship. It is found through protection, and it is found through investments. Teammates, I want you to preview the video coming up with me that is all about our solid and strong foundation, which will propel us into the next 50+ years. Thank you for your time.
Building a sound Primerica business is a little like building your family's dream home. Where will you build it? How big do you want it to be? What styles suit you best? The options are virtually limitless. Whether it's your home or your business, you need a plan, and you need to learn the skills necessary to see your plan to completion. The first step is likely the most important, laying a solid foundation that you can build upon with confidence. At Primerica, that foundation is term life insurance. It allows you to help clients weather the storms that can derail a family in an instant. Term life insurance is the very bedrock our company was founded upon nearly 50 years ago, and that has never changed. Once that foundation is established, the next step is making sure your plans allow plenty of room for growth. The Primerica Opportunity offers multiple solutions designed to help guide your clients on their path towards financial independence. You have the power to shape your opportunity to match your personal and professional goals. And a successful Primerica business can help your family achieve their goals, giving them room to grow, thrive, and become the best they can be. At Primerica, you can build a big team. You can focus on securities. You can develop your mortgage business, and then you can add a variety of client solutions into the mix. Remember, however you decide to build your Primerica business, the core foundation should always be term life insurance. With a strong foundation and our diversified product portfolio, you can be confident that you can build a lasting, balanced Primerica business that could benefit your family for generations.
Please welcome Whitney and Rob Cooper.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank y'all. Man, so fired up to be here and talk to you guys today, man. I just want to start off, just thanking God for waking me up this morning. I'm telling you, man, God just opens up such big doors, bigger doors you can never imagine. I remember being brand new in this company, man. We were 21 and 23-year-old, just kids, and just praying that one day, man, maybe we can make $100,000 a year. And now reaching that $1 million earner mark, and with so many months that God's blessed us, making over $100,000 in 1 month. Man, God is so big, and I want to thank our amazing uplines, man. We're so proud to be maniacs, repping the shirt up here today. And I want to thank, Mark and Kathy Margisani and David Kelly Harms, man, for believing us and coaching us all the way through. I want to give a shout out to our team, Team Triple C. Those of you guys in the room, those of y'all back home, man, we're just up here representing you guys. And I want to give a special shout out to CJ and Claudia Jimenez, man. They went over their Power Builder ring the same week. We went over the $1 million ring. Crystal and Julio Cruz qualified for Senior Vice President during the run. And I want to give a shout out to Mariana and Cruz, man. They walked up here today, man, as top 15 new RVPs, and they're at 98,000 and a click over 100,000 while they're here today. And Jesus and Alex, same thing, top 15 new RVPs, going to cross over the ring while we're at the trip. And I want to give a special shout out to Chris and Cass Musangai, their first Primerica trip, man, leading Triple C base, man. We're so dang proud of you guys. And guys, man, hitting the $1 million mark, man, that's what it's all about, is leaders building leaders, people pushing up people. And that's our philosophy, man. Why do you go district? To promote districts. Why do you go RVP? One reason, to promote RVPs. Why do you go SVP? To promote SVPs. And why do you become $1 million earner? So you can produce $1 million earners. You know, that's what our great lineage has always done. I look at Jim and Kim Meyer, Jim and Gina Penn, Mark and Kathy Marchesani, our amazing uplines, man. That's what they did, and that's what we're gonna do. And man, we're just getting started. This is just the beginning. And guys, I want y'all to know, man, if I can do it, you guys can do it. I'm telling you, man, I'm from West Fork, Arkansas, population 2,000. I was the most scared to death, introverted person in the world before I joined Primerica. You can ask Whitney, man, our first 3 months of dating, I would only text her. I wouldn't even call her on the phone because I was so scared to death to talk to her. And then I get in this business where all we do is talk to people for a living. And but man, here's what I want y'all to know. That that's the best part about Primerica, is that, man, it will carve out the greatness in you if you'll let it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
right.
And man, I want you to know, man, you can grow, you can change, you can do this, and it's time to go do it and do it big, man. So with that, I want to bring in my amazing wife. Y'all give it up for Whitney Cooper.
You're awesome, babe. Rob, so amazing. I could talk forever about you. So we just had the Super Bowl, right? And I honestly didn't even know till the day of who was playing. I didn't watch. I watched 0 minutes of the Super Bowl. I did see the colors eventually, red and green, and I thought, oh, Christmas, that's nice, right? And in the end, we saw the confetti coming down, and they always go to the crowd, and we saw who won, and you saw people crying because they were so excited at victory, and then you saw people crying because their team didn't win, and they were saying things like, man, we just didn't do it, and we didn't do this, and just crying. And I thought, man, I wonder if people get as emotional about the game called life, their Primerica business, right, as they do about the Super Bowl, yes? See, people get confused that the Super Bowl won't create a super life, right? And they get so emotional, and it's amazing how many people plan time, effort, emotion into a game, and they forget about the one that they're playing and the one that pays their family, which is Primerica, yes? You know, it also amazes me how many people, they want to have it all but not give it all. You know, we want to get paid like the pros, but we don't want to be pros. You know, you watch at convention the career cash, and you watch people walk out. Those are pro contracts. Y'all get that? And we want to be paid like all the leaders we see in this room, like the Meyer family and the Busons and the Coobs, right? And the Francis Averett, and you look at the Oropeza family, right? And the Ottos and Whittle, and the Marchesanis and the Penns. I mean, we want to have it all, but we don't want to give it all. You know, there's this book called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And I think that's a wrong book. I think we need to sweat the small stuff, yes? And if you look at those leaders, it's the little things that make the big things, right? And going pro. So we talk about pro, and I've been talking this a lot to my team, but man, I couldn't imagine a pro showing up and they didn't have their uniform on. Could y'all imagine that? Could y'all imagine a pro showing up to the Super Bowl and they didn't have their uniform on? See, your uniform in Primerica, it's not your sweatpants, right? It's not your Crocs, right? It's not flip-flops. Women, it's not your crop tops, right? There's a time and place. Right? So not showing stomachs, no low-cut shirts, yes? It amazes me how women wear that and you act shocked that people look, right? I look and I like men, right? And I don't like men, I like Rob. Let's get it straight, okay? But you got to keep it professional and you got to stay a pro, yes? What about showing up early? Y'all notice the pros, they show up hours before the game. You know, they don't come running in 5 minutes late or 2 minutes as they're pulling in till it starts. They show up early, yes? And another key word is they show up, right? There's nothing that could happen. Oh, I'm sorry, something came up, right? Someone got sick. I had one the other day. He said, I go, dude, where are you at? He goes, I won't be able to make it. And my sister just got braces, and I'm watching over her. I thought, what could you ever be watching? What do you make sure she doesn't eat something, I don't know, a peanut butter jelly? Like, what could you ever be watching that keeps you from your goals and dreams and going pro, yes? If you have time to text me that an emergency came up, that's not an emergency, right? I didn't show up to work one time. I was working a job at 17 behind my parents' back, and I didn't show up, and I didn't text them I wasn't coming. You know why? Because I hit a tree going 75. I flipped 5 times and flew out the windshield. I didn't have time to send a text. You know why? Because it was a real emergency. And that was the only time I haven't just not shown to something. It was the first time and the last time. Does that make sense? So we got to be pros, right? Not slouching in your chairs, walking in late. You want to be paid like a pro? Pay attention. Watch what they do. Watch how they act. Watch the way they carry themselves, yes? Yes? Right? What about the mentals? What about mentally tough? Trying hard, it just doesn't matter in the big leagues. It doesn't matter that you tried really hard and you wanted it really bad. Pros get paid for results, not trying. At the end of the game, no one goes up with a mic and said, you scored no points, you hustled a lot, you tried really hard, you're really sweaty. What was the key? You lost the whole game, but tell everyone what you did. It matters that you put the ball in the what? In the basket, yes? Yeah, I love this video by Rick Pitino. Coach sent it over to me, and he's going, where were y'all raised that you're so mentally weak? Like, who raised you guys? Where were you raised? Who raised you that you're so mentally weak that you can't perform, yes? Because we all go through things, yes? But feelings don't matter in the big leagues, right? It amazes me. People think because they come to something, that's what they are. I got guys, I go, what makes you think you're full-time? They go, I come to full-time meetings. I go, because you come to full-time meetings, that means you're a real full-timer. That's like saying if I walk in a garage, I become a car. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Right? So that doesn't make you what you are. You make what you are. And we got to stay where we're pros, yes? Guys, I'm telling you, I can't get over it. There was a video that went viral a long time ago, and it's an old video. And what happened is, it's called How to Catch a Baboon. And what a guy does, and he says baboons are curious creatures. And so he drills a hole in the side of like this ant kind of pile thing, real big, and it's super hard. And he drills a hole, and then he goes and puts like a trinket. Imagine like a silver pin. And he drills a hole in this huge ant pile, and it's hard as a rock, and he throws a little pin needle thing in. It's about this long, right? And he said, baboons are so curious, whatever you do, they'll try to go see what it was you just did, but you got to make sure they're watching you. Well, this baboon's in the corner. He's watching the guy, and the guy throws a trinket. This video again went viral. It's called How to Catch a Baboon. And the baboon's watching, and as he sees him, he goes right up behind him, and the guy goes and hides. And he has a rope. He goes, watch, I'm going to catch him. And the baboon kind of looks around, and he puts his hand in, and he kind of feels the trinket because he's curious, like, what do you put in here? And as he grabs it, he's trying to pull it out, but it's turned to the side, and he can't get out. And the guy comes behind the tree, and he has a rope, and he's walking towards the baboon. And the baboon's going crazy. It's like pulling, it's making noise, it's trying to get away. And all you're thinking when you watch the video is let it go. Like, let it go. If you let it. And the guy walks right over as calm as can be, and the baboon's going crazy. And he takes that rope, and he gently puts it around his neck, and he ties it, and he starts walking away with the baboon. He caught it just like that. And all you're thinking is let it go. All I could think about is, oh my gosh, how many times that we've had to let it go, yes? And you all have something as you're sitting here today that you have to let go to get to the next level. And that's including Whitney and Rob Cooper to get to the 2, 3, 4, 5, now 8. There's something we have to let go, yes? And I sat there and I thought, man, when we first came in this business, right, I had to let go of my ego. I got more rejection in my first 2 to 3 months than 21 years of life. And you know what? Right, I heard no, 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 yes, and that still meant no. Right? And I had to let it go, the ego, yes? We had to let go that, man, we had our first child, that I wasn't going to be that stereotypical mother, and that I was going to maybe get judged or taught because I wasn't your everyday whatever house, whatever we're supposed to be. I don't know what that is, but all I know is I wasn't that. And I had to what? I had to let it go because we aren't paid with our feelings, yes? Right? When we promoted our first 7 to 10 RVPs and things didn't go according to plan, right? They didn't go by the book. And we got for a second, it wasn't long, but for a second, I had a feeling of entitlement. I'm embarrassed to admit that, but we had it. And thought, man, do we really? I mean, we did what they said. We did this, we did that. It was a second, it was a moment, it was a thought. But that entitlement, we had to let it what? Go. And we had to go build 7 to 10 more. And now we're going to do 7 to 10 more. And now we actually like this game. Are y'all with me on this? See, guys, I'm telling you, you either hate losing so much that you're willing to change, or you hate change so much that you're willing to lose. And I'm telling you, when you get better, it gets better. We're committed to getting better, and I promise you guys, we love this team, we love this company, and we'll see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Thank you, guys.
Please welcome Bill Whittle.
Wow, don't you love Whitney? She is so special. Everybody in this company is so special. I was sitting behind stage, and I had a chance to get out and look out and see it all y'all back there. And it's different when you're up here looking down at you and when you're out there with you, but it's all the same because we're such a great team together. And I'm so proud and excited about being here with you and being a part of this great company. This morning, Glenn opened it up with the same challenge he opened it up when we were in Dallas. How many of y'all went to the senior leadership meeting in Dallas? A bunch of y'all were? Well, Glenn opened up with a challenge right there, and the challenge was to grow. And of course, that's the challenge we all have, and we've all had for almost 50 years now in Primerica, because if you're not growing, you're dying. Art Williams always taught us. And growth is a big challenge, and the growth for leadership is a whole different thing because you got to grow yourself before you can grow other people, and that's a big challenge. And this weekend, I've watched all the different speakers, and I've taken a lot of notes from the different speakers. What you've seen each of the speakers doing, they're coaching, and I believe that's what I've always taught, the coach approach to leadership, because that was my background as an athlete and also as a coach, my profession, and I think about the different things. I think about the 50th anniversary we have coming up, and it reminds me of a funny story. I was at church a couple weeks ago, and I heard the pastor was telling a joke about this guy who's getting ready to celebrate his 50th anniversary. And of course, my wife and I, Leslie, we're getting ready to celebrate our 50th anniversary this year. And so he was talking about this guy and his gal, and he got in bed, and they'd been married, like I said, 50 years, celebrating, and she reached over, and they were laying in bed, and she said, you know, when we first got married, he said, you used to hold my hand. So he reached over and held her hand, and he said, after a little bit longer, she said, you know, when we first got married, you used to snuggle a lot. So he said, okay, and he reached over and snuggled. And she said, you know, when we first got married 50 years ago, you used to nibble on my neck. And he threw off the cover and jumped out of bed. She said, where are you going? He said, to get my teeth. He can't nibble without those teeth, you know. And I was thinking about that as we get ready to celebrate ours. But, you know, as we're all sitting here, and I look around, and I was at the table with some of the other people like Patty Schechter, and I was looking around the different people who've been around the company a long period of time, and I was listening to a podcast the other day, and he was talking about an Olympic athlete, and he said that, you can relate to this if you're in this room today, obviously you are, but the people listening to us online, they can relate to this too, I think, and it says that in athletics or in any kind of business or anything else, anything you're growing in, there's 3 stages of growth, and we're always in one of the 3 stages. Either you're walking in, you're feeling pretty good. A lot of y'all are feeling pretty good. Number 2, you're walking into a room, you're sitting in a room with a big audience like this, and you're feeling okay. And then the other third, you're feeling like everything is crashing and falling apart. Now, if you walk into a room like this and you're feeling at ease and you're feeling calm, I know from playing sports and coaching all my life, the one thing I know is you're in trouble. The moment you're not a little anxious, a little nervous, I've been speaking and coaching now. I'm 74 years old. I've been doing stuff like this since I was 22, so that's a long period of time to be doing something like this. But to this date, the moment I walk up that stage to come out here on stage, I'm nervous, I'm sweating, I take a lot of deodorant, put a lot of cologne on so you'll never smell it. But I'm nervous because I found out in sports or in business that anytime you're so calm and collected and this, that, and the other, you're probably in trouble. And so today, if you're sitting in this room, I got news for you. If you're a little scared, you're looking around and think, I'm not sure if I deserve to be here. I'm getting my butt kicked. I just hope nobody, let me tell you something. I don't care if they're in this room. I don't care if they're at your table, and I don't care who they are. I guarantee you, most people wear what's called a social mask. They're not as confident. They're not as bold. They're not as secure. They're not as tough and as all the things you think they are. That's simply not true. And so you don't need to feel bad about yourself. You need to give yourself a little pat on the back for feeling normal. You're normal when you feel those things. That means you're on the way to the top. The only time you can coast in life is when you're going downhill. And that's not what champions do. So if right now you're a little nervous, a little anxious, a little scared, you're thinking about, oh gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do it again. You know what? That means you're on a climb. All success is uphill, and it's uphill forever. It never, ever, ever changes. So get used to it. Embrace that, because that means you're a champion and you're at the right place at the right time. So the other thing that I want to challenge you with is the fact that as we're playing here in this room, we're competing in this room, most of us are competing and playing beneath our level of expertise. We've given an incredible opportunity, all of us have, and we're not playing up to that level. I know I'm not. I'm sure most of y'all feel like you're not. The only people in the entire company right now is Willie and his team. They're playing at the level of the opportunity. Now, we all have to embrace this. There's two ways to build the biggest building in town. Go to work and tearing everybody else's building down, or go to work and building your business up. All Willie and his team did was make a decision to build their building up, and they're crushing everybody. But what they're saying is, this is the standard that we ought to be looking at. It shouldn't be like, oh, they're unbelievable. They are unbelievable, no question about it. But they're matching their dream. The size of their team's matching the dream that they've had. They've gone to work on building, like Glenn said, levels of leadership. That's how this company was built. That's how what the founders bought into. And that's what we all got to embrace, that what they're not coming down. Stop thinking, well, they're going to get tired, they're going to let up. Stop thinking that. We got to start thinking we're going to come up, they're not going to come down. That's what's going to move this organization. We move here this weekend. It's not about going back and taking it easy and calming down and laying by the pool and drinking a cold one. That's fun to do, but then you got to get right back after. The second thing is, I look at Capri Singh. Capri Singh's always told me when I go up in New York and do meetings for her, she said, I don't understand you Americans. She said, you let us foreigners come in and take all y'all's money. Guys, you got to think about this. Why would you let anybody come into your city, your state, your area, and be number one in your city, your state, your area? Somebody in your city, your state, your area has got to say, no, this is our territory. You're not coming into our gym. You're not coming in our lane. If we're playing basketball, we're going to wipe you out and put you in the bleachers. Somebody's got to step up in your area, your city, and be the dominant leader, and that needs to be you. You need to look at you and be you, but that's going to take belief. And that's what will be my topic. I'm going to hit this next 3 or 4 minutes. And the other thing is this, that if you think about growing leaders, once again, take the coach approach. Now, Vince Lombardi, in my personal opinion, is documented, the greatest football coach in the history of mankind, said that the number one thing in leadership, all leaders, all coaches, the number one thing your goal is, your job is to breathe belief into your players. And by the way, this deals with parenting. If you're a parent, you know, listen to this, because parenting is no different than coaching. Your goal is to see the potential before they see it. If you see it after they see it, that's nothing. Your job is to see something before they see it, and prove them that they can be that, because you have so much belief in them. And so Jim Valvano, the great coach at North Carolina State, they do the Jimmy V Foundation with the cancer. He said that my father gave me the greatest gift anyone could ever give anyone. You know what that was? He believed in me. That's leadership. Now, guys, that doesn't take talent. That doesn't take skill. That just takes valuing people. You got to value people, to believe in people, to encourage people. 2 weeks ago, I was at a leadership conference in Baton Rouge, and my pastor put that conference on, and I was asked to come there, and I met this speaker. He just wrote a new book. I know some of our people know this gentleman, but his name's Jordan Montgomery. You ought to get the book. It's called The Art of Encouragement. And he quoted John Maxwell. John's a good friend of mine. John said, and Jordan quoted him, that saying, how do you know people need encouragement? Because they're breathing. If you look at your tables, I know there's so many people sitting around you just making so much money, worth so much money. Believe me, there's a belief deficit in almost everybody. I don't care who you're sitting next to, there's a belief deficit. They need somebody to believe in them. You need to breathe that belief in the people you work with. That means your upline, your downline, your peers. You need to have somebody today that you look at them and just simply look at them in the eye and say, I believe in you. You're made for more. I recruited a guy a couple of weeks ago by the name of Vernon. He's a successful coach. They won a state championship 2 days ago in track. And we were talking. I said, Vernon, tell me, who believed in you? Who believed in you? Somebody had to believe in you. You were a high school dropout. Your dad got killed. There's a lot of things happened to you. And he said, Bill, I can tell you immediately, Dr. Raby. He said, I was working at the vet area sweeping floor, and he came up to me and said, Vernon, I'm going to have to let you go. He said, what do you mean let me go? He said, Vernon, I got somebody else can sweep this floor. That's not you. He said, you're made for more than this job. He said, I went back, and I got my GED degree. And then I went back and said, that ain't enough. I want my high school degree. I got a bachelor's degree. I got a master's degree. I'm working on my doctor's degree. He started with me about 2 weeks ago with one of my guys, Robert Young, in my base shop. And he said, I'm going to be a vice president X Y Z period of time, and I'll make X amount of money. Why? Because somebody, that man, when he was 16 years old, that man, Dr. Raby, said, I believe in you. You were made for more. Who are you telling that to? Are you telling that to your kids, spouses? Are you telling that to your husband? Are you telling that to your spouses? Ladies, are you telling that to your husbands? We need to speak belief into people. They need to know that somebody believes in them. That somebody needs to be you. And so Eleanor Roosevelt said, you're not who you think you are. You're not who other people think you are. You ultimately become who you think other people think you are. Who are we believing in the people enough where they think they're more than they're capable of doing? Who are we believing that they have the potential to be somebody great and do something special with their lives? Because they are. You got to see the value. You're not going to encourage people and believe in people until you see the value in people. If you look at the Lord Jesus Christ, who I worship and serve, he said that the best thing you can do, you look at the Bible, there's about 375 times the word belief, which is equated with faith, is used because it's basically the same meaning. Isn't it funny there's 365 days a year? So how many times a year should we be expressing belief into people? Every day. And by the way, you know where that starts? Self-belief. Now you say, well, Bill, nobody ever believed in me. That's not true. You wouldn't be sitting in this room if somebody didn't believe in you. There's no way you would have accepted the Primerica opportunity, as challenging it is, if somewhere you didn't believe in you. Now, our job is to raise that belief level every time we bring you around something like this, because everybody in this room has had somebody else believing in you, or believing in them somewhere. You look at the founder of this company. Who'd they have? They had Art Williams. I was around during that time. He believed in us. He made us believe we could do things we didn't think we could do, but he saw the potential. He said, you can do this. He never stopped letting up. Every time he'd have that pounding motivation that we were made for more. We could do more. We could become more. We could have more. He'd bring us to a place like this. He'd bring us to England. He'd bring us all over the world saying, this is how you're supposed to live. This is who you are. Who you telling who they are? Are you expressing who they are based on their potential or their circumstances? Look at who they are. It's what they're going to be, who they could be, but that you breathe in that belief, they could die. You don't know how people are feeling. Don't think the people sitting at your table because they look good and they got all the fancy clothes, got the nice rings and watches. Most of those people are feeling like losers today. It ain't just you. Everybody feels that way if they got blood running through their veins. So I'm looking, and I'll close on this, and I apologize for going over the time, but you look at Jordan, you know, Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player in the history of the world, Michael Jordan had Dean Smith that encouraged him to take that last second shot when they won the national championship. That allowed him to go on to be the greatest basketball player probably in history and win more championships than anybody's done. And you take about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar that played for a guy by the name of Johnny Wooden that breathed that belief into him when he was just kind of an upcoming player at UCLA. Then you look at, once again, our founders. But you look at now, who do we have now? We have Glenn Lee. Does Glenn ever stop breathing belief in us? Do you ever feel for a second Glenn doesn't believe in you? You can't be around that man that'll make you feel like you're the CEO of this dadgum thing. That's the feeling we got to take back, because people want to know, how you making me feel? Do you really believe in me? And I want to tell you this, this is so special to me. My son Blake and Lindsay, when I see how they've raised their two children, Bentley and Lexi, there's nothing those kids don't think they can do. Blake and Lindsay are breathing that belief every day. On the way to school, they're talking. They even do it with their dog, Layla. Layla thinks that her poop don't stink. You know what I'm saying? And the kids feel that way because Blake and Lindsay are breathing that belief in them. I look at Lauren and Adam. I'm having to fly out real quick when this thing's over, probably tonight, because they said my daughter started dilating. She's fixing to have her second son, and it's going to be William, boom, okay. And so these coming, and I'm watching what they're doing with Beckham, how they're breathing that belief in them. I look at Glenn and Z fixing to have little Laura, and I know that's going to be just an unbelievable baby. And I look at Brittany and Collis Temple, and I watch with their kids. You ought to see their kids. Oh, my God. These kids believe with everything that's in them that they can do anything. And you know what? They can. Collis and Brittany breathe that belief in them so much. It's just absolutely mind-boggling when you see them, how they work with their kids. It's just unbelievable. Are you doing the same thing with your children? Are you doing the same thing with your spouse? Are you breathing that belief in them every time they look at you, that they believe, I can be somebody, I can do something, I have the potential to accomplish anything and everything I want to do in my entire life? They're looking for that. Adidas has got a new commercial, and it has this little boy out there shooting basketball. I was laying in the bed watching a game yesterday, watching LSU whip up on Kentucky. After being down by 15 in the first half, they came back. You know what? Because Kim Mulkey, the coach at LSU, I guarantee in the locker room, she had those kids believing that you can come back, you can do it, you can be the comeback. They're looking for that belief. And the commercial, it has the kids out there shooting, the dog's barking, and you can see what's happened. The dog's barking, jumping up down, the boy shooting. I made another one, I'm making another one. Oh, I'm going to be the MVP. And at the end of the commercial, it says, everybody needs somebody to believe in them. My challenge to you as we leave here, somebody needs somebody to believe in them. You need to be the somebody that believes in somebody. I love you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank y'all.